How are you today? This is Pastor Peter Christian Hessing, and welcome again to another interesting program on anti-nuclear boomerangs, cutting nukes, shredding nukes, so we can have nuclear disarmament and save the world from nuclear destruction. This is Pastor Peter Christian Hessing, and I hope that you are seeking God, and God and Jesus is blessing you. You're seeking God and accepting God, Jesus, Jehovah, Allah, Yahweh, and let them bless you and your family are in the best of health. Now, I am forced to speak out on this health care, and I think every American is forced now to speak out on this health care situation. Trump and the Republicans claim that they would create a better program, a better health program than Obamacare. And now we see that they cannot create a better health program than Obamacare, that the health care plan that they are proposing is going to leave 24 million Americans uninsured. You can say they're going to basically mass murder 24 million Americans. Thousands of people are going to die. I live in Arizona, and with the healthcare plan that Trump and Republicans now are putting forward in the Congress, 380,000 people in Arizona, including myself, will lose health care. So what we are actually saying is that the Democrats and Trump will come to their senses and keep the Medicaid expansion for the poor people. And what you can do, as I have always said, give tax cuts to the health insurance companies to remain on the exchanges in the various states. But you really need to have health care for everyone. What the Republicans are doing is wrong. You need now, you didn't want to have a penalty there. You want to force people to pay for health care. But what you really need to do is say, okay, we are not forcing you to buy health care. But if you wind up incurring medical expenses, you and your family and your children, then you're going to be charged for those expenses, and you're going to have to buy health insurance because you went up in a hospital, and the hospitals have to pay for that health care. So we hope that the Republicans and the Democrats in the Congress and the Senate will come up with a better plan. As you can see, what the Republicans are doing is wrong. As you can see, they're trying to mass murder the poor by denying them health care because they want to reduce the Democratic voters. As you see, in the past election, they lost the Democratic vote. And this is the main reason why the Republicans are trying to mass murder the poor people by denying them health care. It is wrong. It is wrong as a Christian. It is wrong by any human, as far as any human being is concerned. As a Christian, I'm a pastor, and Jesus constantly healed people. I can read you a verse from Luke 9, where it says here in Luke 9, then he called the 12 together and gave them power and authority over all evil spirits and to cure sicknesses. So Jesus constantly told them to go out, heal the sick, even raise the dead. So as a Christian, as a human being, we have to have health care for everybody. Every country in the world except us in America have a plan for health care. So we're saying to Trump and the Republicans and the Democrats and the Senate to come up with a better plan. Keep the Medicaid expansion and cover the poor and so forth. But they need to cover everybody. Keep that Medicaid expansion. As you can see, the healthcare plan that the Republicans have is a disaster. It's not better than Obamacare. Obamacare didn't leave 24 million people without health care. And if you deny 24 million people health care, that means that millions of people are going to die. Thousands of people are going to die each year. The report says that without health care, 43,000 people die each year. That is mass murder. And you got to say to Trump and the Republicans, mass murder is an impeachable offense. Everybody wants to support the president. I am a private citizen. I'm a pastor. I would rather work on my patented ideas. As I told you, I'm a patented inventor, and we have got us, showed us to invent an anti-nuclear boomerang system that can receive nuclear missiles, disarm them, cut them up with power saws, and send them back. If you're interested in building that system, contact me. We have some patents pending here in America and in the UK and in the international system up in the Hague, in the international patent system. So I pray to God that Trump and the Republicans will turn away from these crazy policies and have modern professional policies. Then he is cutting all the programs. He can't provide jobs for the people. He doesn't have money for healthcare. He doesn't have money to provide housing for the homeless. He could fix up a lot of homes and provide housing for the homeless. That will create jobs. But he's cutting everything, cutting the Coast Guard, maybe even cutting the Border Patrol to build a blank wall that's going to cost between $25 billion and $50 billion. And it's just going to be a graffiti wall, and it's going to increase the amount of drug cartel and drug gangs on the border. You're going to have more drugs coming into America. I live on the border, and this is why I have taken this very. I have to be against this blank wall that he's talking about. A great wall, which is a bad idea. It reminds me of the Tower of Babel that they built in the Bible, and God told them not to build it. And that is in Genesis 10. You can read that in Genesis 10. The Tower of Babel that they built in the Bible there. I can even read some of it. And Jehovah proceeded to go down to the city and the tower, and the sons of men had built. And after that, Jehovah said, "Look, there are one people, and there is one language of them all, and this is what they start to do. Why now? There is nothing that they may have in mind to do, and will be unattainable to them. Come now, let us go down there and confuse their language, that they may not listen to one another." And of course, accordingly, Jehovah was annoyed with them because they were trying to build this huge, massive wall, the Tower of Babel. And accordingly, Jehovah God scattered them from there over all the surface of the earth, and they gradually left off building the city. So that is in Genesis 11. So Trump is sacrificing everything to build this crazy wall. I live on the border. If you build a blank wall, you're going to be protecting the cartels. You're going to empower the cartels. You're going to have more drug dealers, more drug cartels, and you're going to kill thousands of more people. They're going to take over Mexico, take control of the border crossings, take control of the airports, and they're going to take control of the sea lanes, and then they're going to send more drugs into America. It's going to kill thousands and thousands of more people. I live on the border, and I know if you put up a wall there, we're going to have more cartels. I'm going to be coming home with people shooting at me and trying to kill me. Drug gangs fighting in the streets. And I live on the border, and this is why I have to take this stuff down. I live on the border in Arizona. You're better off having a transparent fence. What you really need to do is to build. You can put up solar panels along the border. Put up 3 or 4 sections of solar panels and wind turbines along the border that can pay for the cost that will pay for the cost of securing the border. If you put up wind turbines and solar panels in 3 or 4 locations, and you can join that together with wires and a transparent fence, then you will deter the drug trafficking. They're not going to want to mess with electrical power on the border, and you can sell the energy to the farmers and the people on both sides of the border, on both the Mexican side and the American side. But if you put up a wall there, you're going to devalue, the land value is going to go down. You're going to bankrupt the farmers along there. A lot of the farmers, like in Texas, near the Bend National Park and the Rio Grande River, which you can't put a wall through the Rio Grande River. So you put up a series 3 or 4 solar farms and wind turbine farms along the border, connect them with wires and a high transparent fence, and you can sell that solar power to pay for the cost of securing the border. So I hope Trump and the Republicans will come to their senses and have wise policies. Now, he has started this immigration program. I want to support Trump. I grew up with Donald Trump in New York. I would like to support him, but these are crazy policies. No, he's trying to ban Muslims from coming into the country, and it has backfired on him. It has isolated him in the White House. He can't travel to a Muslim country. He can't travel to a Hispanic country. He can't even go to a European country because the people are so against him. It has backfired on him, pushed him into isolationism in the White House, and we're going on an isolationist path where we're going to lose trade, we're going to lose jobs. If the unemployment rate goes up by 1 or 2%, you're going to crash the real estate market. People won't have jobs to pay for their mortgages. The real estate market will crash. The banks won't have any money. The banks will crash. So he is pushing us on a course that is going to lead us to an economic crash and isolationism. And I hope he will change that policy. What you need to do is to create a help system for the immigrants coming in. Say to them, you have a health system that you have. Some of them have to call to make sure that they have help. A lot of the people coming in, they don't speak the language. They don't have the same religion. They don't have jobs. They don't have schools, and they can call this helpline on a weekly basis to get help, so they don't become radicalized and they don't become terrorists. So I hope Trump and the Republicans will claim their course. I hope the Democrats will stand up in the House and Senate and create a health plan for everybody. Keep the Medicaid expansion there and provide health care for everyone. And the people who don't have health care, make a law if they don't want to buy health insurance and they have to go to the hospital, they and their children, then they have to pay for those expenses and be put in a health plan. So I do hope that Trump and the Republicans will come to their senses and stop these crazy policies. I hope the Democrats will stand up to them in the House and in the Senate and create a compromised health plan that covers more people, not mass murder 24 million Americans and kill 43,000 Americans every year. We need to have health for everyone. So give your hearts and life to God and Jesus. This is Pastor Peter Christian Hessing. Please look for my movie coming out, Boomerang, Peace to Save the World. It's going to be a very great movie. And look for it. My book also is coming out, 24/7 Safety Inspection to Save the World from Nuclear Warfare. We need to make peace with the Russians and the Chinese and North Koreans and have a new nuclear disarmament treaty that has a 24/7 safety inspection of all the nuclear weapons in the world by the International Atomic Agency. And we also need to, Trump and Putin and all the world leaders sit down. You have to ban the destructive power of the nuclear weapons. You have to ban the amount of megatons and kilotons that they put into these nuclear weapons, because if you don't do that, they're going to be building more and more powerful nuclear weapons. And one day they'll build one nuclear weapon that will destroy an entire continent, destroy the entire world. As you see, Russia now is building a Sarmat missile with 15 nuclear weapons. So we need to ban the Russians and North Koreans from coming into the Caribbean. We need to ban South Korea from going into any ports and airfields and bringing their submarines outside of North Korea. That is something that we have to do, and we need to have a nuclear disarmament treaty that reduces by 5% or 10% the nuclear weapons around the world. I have some gospel music that you can get by going to Amazon.com and putting in my name, Peter Christian Hessing. I hope Trump and the Republicans will come to their senses. We all want to support Trump and the Republicans, but these are crazy ideas. I hope he will give up these crazy Tower of Babel ideas. Stop wasting money. Then he wants to cut the Border Patrol, cut the Coast Guard. The Coast Guard is really the service that really protects us and stops most of the drugs. You can't cut the Coast Guard. So I hope he will come to his senses. Thank you. God bless. Peace and love.